Hello guys, it's Super Neo here, and this video is just long overdue. I should probably explain myself if I'm being honest about my situation and the debating community. If I'm being honest, there's a reason why I've kind of have a bit of a withdrawal from the debating community as of late, and really I've never really been involved with it ever since or looked back. But quite frankly, in case my videos haven't made things clear, I don't like the debating community anymore. I despise it actually for what it's become and what it shifted to over time. And things just it's bad. But I'll elaborate that on when I actually talk about why I myself left the debating community and why I just think there's really no point in investing in it, honestly. But if you want the main reason why I personally withdraw from the debating community, because here's the basic fact: fictional debating within itself is just innately stupid. It really, as a concept, it's worthless and it serves no point other than to just really it serves no point in general. But nowadays people just use it just to like stroke their ego and shit like that. But let me just step beyond that. Here's the thing: fictional debating within itself, it really serves no purpose, because here's the thing: you're debating a character, an entity, mind you, who doesn't exist within any grounds of reality. You're not going to be part of their world no matter what you try to do or no matter what you say. They're not grounded in reality. There's no point in defending characters that just do not exist. And mind you, fictional debating, which is the idea of whether who will win and who will not, well, here's the thing: it's subjective. There's really no point in going about it. Whether you use feats from a series or not, or it doesn't matter, it's still subjective or not. At the end of the day, all you're just doing is you're just basically making your own opinion and putting it against someone else's opinion and seeing who has stronger points to support their opinions. At the end of the day, it's just nothing but basically just opinions clashing. And there's really just no point to that, because it's crazy how people have so much passion for this, to the extent where they'll go on videos and all that stuff and literally attack people just because they got one thing wrong, or in their words, inaccurate. It's just crazy. And while I'm on that same topic, I should talk about the attitude of the debating community within itself. Let me just give you a newsflash, people. These characters that you're defending, these characters who you're literally going after people for and attacking in the name of, they don't exist. They literally are just they're literally just abstract ideas defined by writers themselves, who had an idea and just wanted to make bank off of it, or had a passion and shit. There's no point in going after people just because they have a different viewpoint on a fictional character and their power from you. It really serves no point. Not only does it make you look dumb and make you look like a rabid fanboy, but also at the end of the day, it's just petty and it's not even worth the time or anything. So when I see all these people in VC debating for hours and hours, and literally people spending most of their day in VC for hours and hours, it perplexes me, because what is so interesting about this? It's just two people clashing about their opinions, and literally just two people seeing whose points are stronger. What's the appeal in that? There is it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And the thing that perplexes me most is the passion that people have for this. It's you have this passion towards something, and you have this passion towards trying to change something, but yet you're not going to apply that to actual grounded reality. And here's where I come back to that. Really, you defending this fictional character and all that stuff, and you getting aggressive and you harassing others just because of the fact that people don't have your opinion and all that shit, you trying to change people's views on that in that manner, it's not going to change anything. The earth is still going to revolve around the sun. The universe is still going to be stagnant and infinitely expanding. Nothing's going to change. So in the end, you doing this not only serves no point, but also just the fact that it just makes you look dumb on all conceivable levels and all that. It really doesn't make any sense to me at all. And going back to the attitudes of the debating community, it's I don't get why people have this sort of ego trip when they beat someone in a debate and all that stuff. Dude, you literally just beat someone on a character about a character that doesn't exist. There's nothing, you gain nothing from that. You gain nothing from that. It's not like you're some sort of Einstein level just because you can construct some argument against someone about how this character can beat that. You're not. Not only is it just something trivial, but additionally, like, you've literally achieved nothing. So, like, I'm not sure why people act like they're the shit and act like they have all the juice in town just because, oh, I managed to beat this debater over why Goku can defeat I don't know, Superman. Okay, it's not like you won a world achievement or anything like that. Like, who the fuck cares? Outside of the debating community itself, who the fuck cares? People gassing other people just because they can debate fictional characters are stupid, honestly, quite frankly. And saying this may sound hypocritical because I was a fictional debater at some point, but emphasis on was. I eventually realized just how worthless it is, and at the end of the day, when you realize how stupid it is that you are getting so invested over just these two characters clashing and literally going on like a fucking crusade, like it's Muslims versus Christians, over just because of these two different ideals, it's crazy. And additionally, I don't see why there's any point to just just to trying to enforce, what you believe is the right tiering or right viewpoint on a character. Because again, at the end of the day, there's no point. At the end of the day, it's going to be subjective. It's not like the author is going to care about what you're doing. It's not like it's going to validate it in the series or anything like that. It's just it's a waste of time. And on that same, and it just perplexes me on every level. And there's a lot of things I just don't get about this community nowadays. And when you actually look on it on a deep level, you begin to realize just how mundane and just how worthless it really is at the end of the day, and all that stuff. And another thing that I would like to bring up regarding debating is just all this it just amazes me how people feel like they're justified in calling people out just because of the content that they make and their viewpoints, assuming that it's on fictional characters and all that stuff. It perplexes me on that, because I've had my fair share of instances of people being like, oh, Neo, get it in VC, I want to debate you. Or, hey, this person doesn't like me, so this person doesn't like my viewpoint, so I should just go and harass them on Twitter, Discord, and whatever, and try to get them to debate me, and all that stuff. But here's the thing, people. It doesn't matter whether you have a different viewpoint or not. Nobody's obligated to debate. That's just the basic sin of life. If I have a different viewpoint than you, I'm not obligated to suddenly defend that. The only time it's an obligation, and I say that loosely, is when you start shoving that opinion in people's faces and treating it as if it's an absolute fact. Then that's where the obligation comes. But here's the thing: most sane people who have a level-headed mind and aren't stupid realize at the end of the day there's gonna be people who have different opinions, and they're not gonna be aggressive about it. They're gonna be level-headed about it, and they're gonna debate it. But realize at the end of the day, it's still just another perspective of another of countless perspectives that are held within the debating community. So when I see all these people literally start attacking others and all that stuff, and start going after other people just because of the fact that they don't share a different viewpoint, that not only looks bad on the people who actually do treat debating the way it's supposed to be, as in just a hobby, but it also makes that particular fandom look bad as well. Prime examples being the Dragon Ball and Sonic fan bases, who really this definitely applies to, but it's more than just those two fan bases as well. And at the end of the day, this just doesn't make any sense to me at all. There was this, funny enough, there was this one time where these two people, some dude and his wife were being harassed massively just because they were going to get some other person and all that stuff, and that's crazy to me. When the debate community starts getting to the point where they harass someone's wife and all that stuff just for defending their husband on Discord and all that shit, that's when I just realized that this community has failed so hard that not even God will be able to lift it up, like a fucking paradox or some shit. And that it really shouldn't be that way, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna debate something, debate on something that actually matters. Debate on fucking politics or some shit that actually is grounded in reality, instead of just wasting your time in VC for 7 fucking hours flipping your vaginas around, acting as if you're achieving anything like a fucking social justice warriors. Which, mind you, when you think about it, the current day debating community kind of are like SJWs. They just silence your viewpoints, and whenever you try to oppose them, they just go out and mass harass and like different types of techniques and all that shit. And you know, it really shouldn't just be that way. But yeah, point blank, the reason why I left the debating community is just because of the fact that, one, it's mundane and really it just serves no point. Two, it's become basically a toxic hellhole, and I don't want to be any part of something like that. And three, just because of the fact that like a lot of people have been giving me shit and all that stuff because of some fictional debating and all that stuff. It really just doesn't make any point. Anyways, that's all, folks. Super Neo, peace the fuck out like usual.